Mga kababayan, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. At sa mga kaibigan natin sa media at sa ating mga magigiting at bayani nating mga frontliners. Yesterday, the IATF resumed its meetings and immediately addressed several urgent issues and concerns. The following are the recommendations arrived at by the IATF with regard to the management of the government's COVID-19 response. Letter A. All medical and allied healthcare professionals with perfected and signed overseas employment contracts as of March 8, 2020 shall be allowed for deployment abroad as an exception to the application of the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration Governing Board Resolution Number 9 Series of 2020 upon the execution of a declaration signifying their knowledge and understanding of the risks involved as advised by the Philippine government. Subject to the evaluation of the Department of Budget and Management, the Department of Health is directed to facilitate the emergency hiring of additional healthcare workers to assist in the local healthcare system. Noong isang araw po, may announcement ukol sa temporary deployment ban ng ating medical health professionals tulad ng mga doktor at nurse. Nililinaw po natin na hindi po kasama dito sa ban na temporary deployment ban ang mga doktor, nurse at iba pang medical health professionals na may mga kontrata na po as of March 8, 2020 para magtrabaho sa ibang bansa. Papayagan na po silang umalis. Kailangan lang po nilang pumirma ng deklarasyon na batid nila ang mga panganib sa paglipad papunta sa ibang bansa. Pinapaaral at pinapaayos na rin po sa DBM at Department of Health ang pagkuha ng mga karagdagang health workers para sa ating healthcare system. The following recommendations of the National Task Force COVID-19 as revised and presented are hereby approved. Aprobado na po ng IATF ang mga sumusunod na rekomendasyon ng NTF COVID-19. 1. Designating the Metro Manila Development Authority and the Chief Minister of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao as chair of the regional interagency task groups in their respective regions as established pursuant to IATF Resolution Number 12 Series of 2020. For all other regions, the Office of Civil Defense through its regional offices shall act as chair. Ang pagtalaga ng MMDA at Chief Minister ng BARM bilang mga chair ng kani-kanilang regional interagency task groups. Sa iba pong rehiyon, ang mga regional offices po ng OCD ang tatayo bilang chair. Number 2, establishing a sub-task unit for the repatriation of overseas Filipino workers under the NTF Task Group on Response Operations, Sub-Task Group on Quarantine Facilities to facilitate the quarantine requirement of all repatriated OFWs, whether sea-based or land-based. The STU shall be composed of the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration or OWA as chair, and the Department of Labor and Employment, Department of Health, Department of Foreign Affairs, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, the Philippine National Police, the Department of Tourism, the Department of Transportation, the Philippine Coast Guard, the Bureau of Quarantine, and such other agencies as may be determined by the NTF as members. Aprobado din po ang pagbuo ng sub-task unit for the repatriation of overseas Filipino workers sa ilalim ng NTF Task Group on Response Operations, Sub-Task Group on Quarantine Facilities, para tutukan ang pag-quarantine po ng ating mga OFW na nakabalik sa Pilipinas. Kabilang po sa grupo na ito ang OWA bilang chair at ang mga sumusunod na ahensya, ang DOLE, DOH, DFA, DILG, PNP, DOT, DOTR, PCG at BOQ. Letter C. Pursuant to the updated guidelines of DOH on the classification of individuals for the surveillance and management of the COVID-19 health event, all agencies and local government units are directed to apply said classification in all subsequent issuances related to COVID-19, as well as to update existing issuances in accordance therewith. Lahat po ng LGU at ahensya ng gobyerno ay inaatasang gamitin ang bagong klasifikasyon ng mga individual na nasa ilalim ng surveillance batay sa mga bagong patakaran ng Department of Health. Letter D. The evaluation tool for the assessment of the demographic vulnerabilities of communities to the COVID-19 health event, as presented by the Commission on Population or POPCOM, is hereby adopted. LGUs, including the BARM, are enjoined to implement such tool to assess communities in their respective jurisdictions subject to guidelines as may be jointly issued by the DOH, DILG, National Economic and Development Authority, and the POPCOM. Ang evaluation tool na gamit sa pagsusuri ng mga komunidad ay inadapt ng IATF. Lahat po ng LGU, kasama na po ang BARM, ay inaatasang gamitin ang tool na ito para suriin ang kani-kanilang komunidad. Batay po sa patakaran na inilabas or ilalabas ng DOH, DILG, NEDA at POPCOM. Mahalaga po ito para sa pagtukoy ng mga pamilyang makakatanggap ng tulong pinansyal mula sa gobyerno. Letter E. The Philippine Embassy in Kuala Lumpur is directed to coordinate with the Sabah National Security Council for the requested return of 38 stranded Malaysian nationals to Sandakan. In the meantime, the DFA is directed to submit the information of the Malaysian nationals to the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency or NICA. Ang embahada natin sa Kuala Lumpur ay inaatasan na makipag-ugnayan sa Sabah National Security Council para makabalik ang 38 na Malaysian sa Sandakan. Inaatasan na muna ang DFA na ibigay sa NICA ang impormasyon ukol sa mga Malaysian nationals na ito. Last. The interim guidelines for the granting of special authorization for the limited practice of medical graduates as presented by the Department of Health is hereby adopted, provided that special authorizations shall only be used or issued as a last resort. Provided further that any authorization shall only be effective for the duration of the state of public health emergency in the Philippines, unless earlier withdrawn by the IATF upon recommendation of the DOH. Ina-adapt ng IATF ang mga patakaran ukol sa pagbigay ng special authorization for limited practice ng ating mga medical graduate. Nililinaw lang po natin na ang mga special authorization na ito ay ibibigay lang bilang last resort. At ito po ay epektibo lamang habang tayo ay nasa ilalim ng state of public health emergency. Bago po ako magtapos, nais ko lang banggitin na kahapon, nagbigay po ako ng update tungkol sa ating mga quarantine facilities. Malaki po ang tulong ng mga nag-donate ng mga kagamitan dito. Kasama na po ang 1,300 na kutsyon na ibinigay ng US government sa ating pamahalaan. Aside from turning over these 1,300 cots, the US government also donated $4 million to aid our efforts to contain the COVID-19 outbreak. For the 1,300 cots and the $4 million donated by the US government to us, the Filipinos, maraming salamat po. Thank you, Ambassador Sung. Nais din namin ipaalam na tuloy-tuloy po ang trabaho para ma-boost ang testing capacity natin. Ang DOH po ay nakikipagtulungan sa National Institute of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology ng University of the Philippines, Diliman para sa deployment ng mahigit na 300 volunteer medical technologists, molecular biologists, lab technicians at researchers na mag-o-augment ng staff sa ating mga laboratorio. The additional manpower translates to longer laboratory hours and hence more tests. Aside from these, the DOH also reports that more than 1,400 medical workers completed an online biosafety course in preparation for government expanding our testing efforts. Maraming salamat po sa Department of Health at sa University of the Philippines. Thank you po, UP. Kahapon, ibinalita natin na mayroon na tayong 15 certified laboratories for COVID-19 testing. Sa report ng DOH, may 28 laboratories pa na ine-evaluate. At sa mga ito, priority natin ang mga labs mula sa Visayas at sa Mindanao para po mas mapabilis ang testing natin sa mga lugar dito. Mga kababayan, kagabi po, pinaalala po ng Pangulo ang kahalagahan ng social distancing at ang pagsunod sa patakaran ng enhanced community quarantine. Isang buwan na po tayo na nasa ilalim ng ECQ. At may mga natanggap po kaming balita na habang tumatagal ay may mga kababayan po tayo sa iba't ibang lugar ang nakalimot na nasa gitna po tayo ng isang public health crisis. May mga nagtitipon-tipon sa daan at may mga nagsasabong pa nga. We all want life to go back to normal. Lahat tayo gusto naman natin bumalik sa normal, di po ba? Bumalik sa dati ang buhay. Gusto natin makita ang ating mga kaibigan, mga kamag-anak, mga mahal natin sa buhay, sa iba't ibang lugar dito sa Pilipinas, sa ating bansa. This, however, will only be possible if we all remain vigilant and continue to take the necessary precautions to prevent the virus from spreading. Nagsimula po yan, or magsisimula po ang lahat ng yan sa atin. Mag-mask po tayo pag tayo lumalabas. Practice natin ang physical distancing or social distancing. Dalasan po natin ang paghugas ng kamay. Cooperate with your local governments. Stay home. Yung pinapalabas lang naman yung absolutely necessary. At pag kayo'y lumabas, kailangan, gamitin yung mga necessary precautions. But only if absolutely necessary. Siyempre, pag nagpapakonsulta sa doktor, papatingin, magpapagamot, kailangan maging tapat tayo sa ating doktor. Sabihin ang lahat, sabihin ang totoo. Filipinos' lives are literally in the hands of each and every one of us. Tayong lahat, bawat isa sa atin, nasa kamay po natin ang buhay at kaligtasan ng bawat isang Pilipino, kilala man natin o hindi. Yun po ang realidad. Kailangan natin ang kooperasyon at tulong ng lahat upang malampasan po natin ang krisis na ito. Sa tulong ng lahat, maliligtas natin ang buhay natin, ang buhay ng ating pamilya, ang buhay ng ating mga komunidad, ang buhay ng kapwa nating Pilipino sa ibang lugar kahit sa mga probinsyang hindi pa natin napuntahan. Sa ating mga tahanan, ligtas po tayo. Kaya, please stay at home. Bahay muna, buhay muna. Together we can beat COVID-19. Together we heal as one. Maraming salamat po. Babasahin ko na po yung mga katanungan mula sa ating media. From Tina Mendez of Philippine Star. The President said last night, we have slowed down the spread of the virus during the 1-month enhanced community quarantine period. Secretary Dominguez also said the government's lockdown probably saved around 100,000 lives. What are the statistics that back these claims? Are we over the hump? What's the full picture in our fight versus COVID-19 when we have not reached the projected testing of 2,600 to 7,000 capacity at this point? Gaya ng nabanggit ko na po kanina, ay noong mga press briefings po natin, may mga iba't ibang mga scientists, epidemiologists, mathematicians na nagbibigay po sa atin, sa IATF, ng mga sinasabing, worst case scenario or yung possible peak ng bansang Pilipinas. So, siguro para maintindihan natin kung saan galing itong statements ni Secretary Dominguez at ng Pangulo. Well, yung kay Secretary Dominguez, hindi naman yan mula sa kanya mismo, pero galing po yan sa mga nasa World Bank at even mula sa WHO. Pero siguro para lang malaman ninyo kung ano yung iniiwasan natin. Kung ang pag-usapan po natin yung possible peak ng bansang Pilipinas, yung pinaka mataas talaga, ano ba yung iniiwasan natin para lubos natin maintindihan? Sinabi ko naman po sa inyo na merong 3 grupo, in fact, more than 3 yun na nagbigay po sa atin, sa IATF, ng mga possible scenarios. Kung hindi po tayo mag-ECQ, mag-enhance community quarantine, or kung hindi tayo mag-quarantine, or hindi po tayo gagawa ng iba't ibang mga hakbang para masugpo ang COVID-19 o para bawasan ang numero na maaring mai-infect ng COVID-19. So, ang mga estimates na pinakita sa amin, yung isang estimate, ang sabi nila, is ang maaring potential peak ng Pilipinas ng infected COVID-19, kung papabayaan lang natin ito at wala tayong gagawin, is 1.9 million Filipinos. Yung isang estimate, sinabi aabot tayo ng peak ng 5.2 million Filipinos infected ng COVID-19. Yung isa, sinabi aabot tayo ng 6.2 million Filipinos infected ng COVID-19. Yung isa, sinabi 8.3 million Filipinos infected ng COVID-19. So, kung yan yung sinasabi ng mga eksperto, epidemiologist, mathematician, scientist, sa atin, sa amin, sa IATF, at kay Pangulong Duterte, kung pinepresenta ng IATF kay Pangulo ang mga worst case scenarios, yun po yung iniiwasan natin. Yun po yung estimates nila. Hindi namin. Hindi yan mula sa amin, mga mga cabinet secretaries. Wala po yan. Mula po yan sa mga eksperto. In fact, yung unang estimate nga ng WHO, dati was 75,000, di ba? Infected ang mangyayari sa NCR. So, ganun po. Kaya nabanggit ni Secretary Dominguez na kung hindi agad tayo nag-lockdown, we would have potentially lost 100,000 Filipino lives. Kasi syempre, pag ito po yung peak, 1.9, 5.2, 6.2, 8.3 million Filipinos, i-multiply mo doon ano yung mortality rate ng COVID-19. I-check mo anong mortality or fatality rate ng COVID-19 across the world. Doon mo ma-estimate how many potential lives of Filipinos are lost. Meaning to say, mga kababayan, kung pababayaan lang natin itong ganitong sitwasyon na wala tayong gagawin, hindi tayo mag-cooperate, hindi tayo magtulungan, hindi tayo maggagawa ng... Ganyan po ang... Kung hindi tayo gagawa ng hakbang, ganun po ang mangyayari base sa mga estimates ng iba't ibang mga scientists, no? So, ang tanong, are we over the hump? Have we slowed down? Sabi ni Pangulo, we have slowed down. Ang basis niyan, kasi syempre, gaya ng sinabi ko, every IATF meeting, nagpepresenta po, no, yung mga scientists, yung mga nag-analyze ng mga numero ng positive cases ng COVID-19, nasa na ba tayo? Are we improving? Syempre, yun ang laging namin tanong sa IATF. So, ang findings po nila, based, simula nung nag-umpisa po tayo ng ECQ, nasa na ba tayo 1 month from then? Di ba? So, ang findings is yung case doubling rate natin, no? Case doubling time. Ibig sabihin, how many days before mag-doble, no, yung cases ng COVID-19. Ang iniwasan natin na mag-case doubling time ng 1 day or case doubling time ng 2 days or case doubling time ng 3 days. So ngayon, bumaba na po tayo dun sa case doubling time na 3 days. So ibig sabihin, mas mabagal na po ang case doubling time ng COVID-19 dito sa bansang Pilipinas. And that is more accurate now than before kasi mas marami na nga yung mga tests na nako-conduct. Noon kasi hindi tayo masyado kampante dahil hindi ganoon kalawak ang testing natin. Pero ngayon na marami na po yung mga na-testing natin, ang findings po kung ipo-plot natin sa graph, yung case doubling time ng Pilipinas ay bumagal na. It's less than 3 days. Yung positivity rate is also slowly decreasing. And yung percentage of new cases is bending downwards. So ito yung mga general findings ng mga eksperto tungkol sa, sa nangyayaring dito sa bansang Pilipinas. Please expound on DOF's proposal to assist the 3.4 million middle-income workers. Will the affected workers directly get the benefits of their companies? Will the affected workers directly get the benefits or their companies get to the subsidies? What's the process? Okay, ganito po yun. Ito rin ay pinag-usapan kagabi, no? With the President. Prinesenta to kay Pangulo at ano na siya dito. Nagbigay na siya ng go dito. So, the program is called the Small Business Wage Subsidy Program. Ito po yung sagot natin dun sa tinatawag na middle income workers natin. Okay? So, ito yung, di ba, naalala niyo inatasan ni Pangulong Duterte, si Secretary Dominguez at yung team nila at iba't ibang mga secretaries para pag-aralan ano yung pwede natin ibigay sa mga middle income para makabenepisyo din sila, no? So, this small business wage subsidy program ng Department of Health, gagamitin po natin dito yung mga kumpanya, and these are small businesses, no? So, out na dito yung mga large businesses, yung large, medium businesses, out na dito. So, dito lang po tayo sa small businesses na currently registered at gumagamit ng SSS at registered sa BIR system natin. So, ito muna yung priority, yung gumagamit ng SSS at yung BIR system. So, ang estimate po natin dito, or ni Secretary Dominguez, is this will actually cover 1.6 million small businesses, no? That have ceased to operate dahil sa ECQ or who are applying the skeleton or skeletal workforce para lang to stay afloat. And ang potential na workers na makakabenepisyo dito is 3.4 million workers. Okay? So, ang ating programa dito is we shall be giving the same 5,000 to 8,000 pesos na subsidiya sa mga empleyado or mga workers na mga small businesses na to. Okay? So, it's the same. It's 5,000 to 8,000 depende sa minimum wage ng region na yan. So, kung ano man ang minimum wage, yun din yung level ng ibibigay na subsidiya sa inyo. No? May 5,000, may 5,500, may 6, may 6,500, 7,7,500 at 8,000. Okay? So, ito ibibigay sa mga empleyado na affected, but the employee must have been employed by the company as of March 1. Number 2, dapat hindi pa siya binabayaran ng employer niya. So, for that month, hindi pa siya nababayaran. Number 3, lahat covered except yung on leave and except yung mga nag-avail na ng SSS unemployment benefits. Ang priority natin are those businesses na registered and applying yung SSS and registered sa BIR. No, that's our priority. But even those na hindi sa SSS at dun sa BIR, hanapan din natin ang paraan. Okay? Number 4, dapat hindi na-retrench or na-let go or finire out ng kumpanya yung empleyado. At yung empleyado dapat hindi rin mag-resign. So, yun yung kondisyon. Kasi, ang point natin dito is ayaw natin mawalan ng trabaho yung empleyado. We want to retain the employment status of the employee. And there will be 2 tranches. The first tranche will be paid out between May 1 to May 15, and the second tranche will be paid out on May 16 to May 30. Ngayon, kung naalala ninyo, meron tayong camp, yung COVID-19 Adjustment Measures Program under sa Department of Labor and Employment. Di ba? So, yung covered ng camp at nabigyan na po ng DOLE nung 5,000 pesos na financial assistance mula sa camp, hindi na tayo magbibigay nung 1 month nila. Kasi nabigyan na sila ng camp. Pero sa second month or sa second tranche, covered sila. Which is yung May 16 to 30. Kasi itong ating small business wage subsidy, 2 months din to. 2 months, 2 months ang coverage nito. So, kung ikaw, nakatanggap ka na, empleyado ka, nakatanggap ka na sa camp ng DOLE, hindi ka nakasama dun sa first tranche. Pero, magka-qualify ka dun sa second tranche. Okay? So, ang gagamitin nating modes of disbursement para dito, hindi ito yung tulad ng DSWD na Social Amelioration Program na nag-house to house na nagbibigay tayo ng cash. So, ang gagamitin natin na modes of disbursement, yung high-tech na. Yung SSS UMID card enrolled as ATM, pwede natin i-course through doon. Ang bank account nung empleyado, pwede rin natin i-course through doon. Meron ding quick card, no? Ang isang bangko in partnership with SSS, meron ding Paymaya or e-wallet, at pwede rin yung cash pick-up arrangement through remittance transfer companies. So ito na yung gagamitin nating paraan ng pagbayad. So yun yung kaibahan netong program na ito dun sa DSWD na Social Amelioration na namamahagi ng cash. So yun po yung ating programa which the President approved also last night. Para sa middle income wage earners natin, no? At sagot niyan dun sa ni Pangulo para sa mga middle income wage earners. Can you please explain to the President's order to OCD to procure testing kits? Would that cover PCR kits or rapid testing kits or both? Both po. Both. What is the time frame? ASAP. ASAP po yan. So, kung naalala po ninyo, ang una po nating ginagamit, di ba, was yung PCR. Ito yung lab-based, kaya dinadamihan natin yung mga laboratories na maaari na magtanggap at mag-test, no? So, dinadamihan na yan, nasa 15 na yan, pero meron pang 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus na waiting for assessment, to complete the assessment para sila ay mabigyan na rin ng pahintulot na makatesting. Those are lab-based PCR testing. Okay, that was the first, no? Yung second, may mga nagsasabi na gamitin natin yung rapid test. Okay. So gumawa ngayon ng mga bagong protocols ang Department of Health together with their experts, no? Epidemiologists, yung technical advisory group nila, gumawa ng protocol. Ang protocol po is yung rapid test kits. Yung rapid test kits na serum-based, yung dugo, ang ginagamit para matest kung kayo'y positive or negative. Ginawa natin ng protocols. Diba? At naalala ninyo, kasama dun sa protocols na yan is number one, dapat it has to be administered by a physician or doktor. Ang pwede lang maaaring gumawa niyan. Hindi nyo pwede tusukin sarili ninyo at gamitin yon para dun sa rapid test kits. Number one. And number two, kailangan may confirmatory test dun sa PCR lab, no? So yun yung swabbing, yung sa ilong pati sa throat, yun yung swabbing na ilalagay pa sa laboratory para to test, para ma-confirm, no? So ang decision kagabi ni Pangulo is number one, we will use both in conjunction. Okay? So, parang dual testing na tayo. So, gagawa tayo ng protocol. May protocol na po tayo kung sinong pwedeng gumawa ng rapid test. Pero, kailangan, ang basic dyan, ang gold standard pa rin natin is yung lab-based test. So, now, basically, the President is saying, okay, let's use both in conjunction. And I am ordering the government through the OCD or the DBM to already now start purchasing those rapid test kits. Kasi noon, before that decision, tumatanggap lang tayo ng donated rapid test kits. But now, the President has given the go signal to already start purchasing rapid test kits at hindi na tayo magre-rely from donors ng rapid test kits. And we will use those rapid test kits in accordance with the protocols set out by our technical experts at ng Department of Health. On the IATF's reconsideration of the POEA, this is from Julie Aurelio of Inquirer. On the IATF's reconsideration of the POEA deployment ban on healthcare professionals, what factors were considered in recommending that healthcare workers be allowed to leave the country for overseas employment? Yung may mga kontrata na. So, there were health workers who are in the Philippines, but they were already contracted or signed a contract to work abroad. So that contract was already perfected. So we allowed those na may kontrata as of March 8. March 8, 2020. So because of the contract, yun. Pinayagan natin umalis. Pero yung wala pang kontrata or perfected contract, wala pang tickets, wala pang kontrata, they are covered by the temporary deployment ban. Has the President approved it, or what were his thoughts on the matter? Nabanggit naman niya kagabi, di ba? Na in ordinary times, may kontrata, meron kang you can travel, may right to travel ka, but these are extraordinary times. So yun. But anyway, we found a win-win solution, and that was what the IATF recommended. Does the IATF now consider the deployment ban ill-advised, even if the POEA's initial intention was to prioritize human resource allocation for the Philippine healthcare system amid the COVID-19 outbreak? Well, you know who the IATF members are, and all of us participated in the discussions. All of us were able to air our concerns. All of us were able to discuss it thoroughly. And at the end of the day, we all arrived at a consensus. So that was the consensus. Okay. Has the IATF decided whether or not to allow limited construction work of certain flagship projects of the Duterte administration? What are the flagship projects that may be allowed to continue construction work? Is this the beginning of the slow, gradual transition to the new normal, even before the April 30 enhanced community quarantine ends? It was not discussed in the agenda. Maybe the next one. From Ace Romero Philstar, can we ask CABSEC whether the President rejected the lifting of the deployment ban? No, the IATF recommendation was the solution. Yung may kontrata ng March 8, as of March 8, 2020 will be allowed, and everybody else will be covered by the temporary deployment ban. From Virgil Lopez, GMA News Online, may we know what will be the focus of President Duterte's message for the 2 ASEAN virtual summits on COVID-19 pandemic scheduled today? What prompted... Kaya ako nakaganito. Kasi from here, I have to go and attend that virtual summit ng ASEAN. It's about mga ASEAN leaders, different countries in the ASEAN will be talking about the COVID-19 pandemic that's happening in all of our countries all around the ASEAN. So that's scheduled today. And balitaan ko na lang kayo, or somebody from will talk about it after the summit. What prompted government to exclude health workers with existing contracts abroad from the deployment ban? No, we just had a thorough discussion. Siyempre, pinag-usapan yung laws, yung contracts, yung needs ng bansa natin, because we need the healthcare workers here. Diba? Kailangan natin, we're in a state of public health emergency. We need as much manpower as we can. on the one hand. On the other hand, there are already healthcare workers that have already existing contracts. As of March 8, nakapirma na yan. They're waiting to fly. Their employers abroad are expecting them. So we had to balance both, and then we found a middle ground po dito. Jen Kabiling, Manila Bulletin, is the proposed 50 billion wage subsidy assistance, the 50 billion wage subsidy assistance for MSMEs and their workers final? Yes, the President approved it last night. Where will the government get the funds? I think that's why Secretary Dominguez was the one who presented, because he's the one who will look for the funds for this. How soon can this be implemented? Like I said, first tranche is on May 1 to 15. Second tranche is May 16 to 30. Please elaborate on Treasury Bureau's arrangement with SSS on the proposed 45 billion wage subsidy assistance to employees of eligible businesses. How many will benefit from the program? When will this be implemented? If you're talking about this program, the small business wage subsidy, ang estimates is 3.4 million workers. Sorry. Actually, I don't have the data with me. Ang alam ko lang is ang estimate was 3.4 million ang affected na workers. But yung who will be eligible, I guess that's the reason why number one, inapprove ni Pangulo ito, and number two, the DOF together with the different other agencies and departments, after the approval last night, they'll buckle down to work to identify kung sino yung maging potential. So when we get a clearer number, we'll let you know. Kasi syempre may i-check pa nila sino yung mga camp beneficiaries, di ba? At sino yung they'll look at the records ng SSS and BIR. That's easy kasi very clear naman yan. But the next question is, what about those that are not currently registered sa SSS and BIR but are otherwise nevertheless qualified? So that's why I can't give an exact figure yet. No? Siguro as we go along, I'll be able to give you the figure. From Joseph Morong, GMA 7. Are the testings in some cities in conjunction with the massive testing by the NTF? Isa lang ba yun, sir, or magkaiba? Well, testing is being done naman all over the country, no? Dun sa mga laboratories that are currently in operation right now. And even if, let's say, Davao City, no? SPMC yan ang may testing capacity. But it covers not just Davao City, but also the neighboring provinces. Kung mag-swab doon sa area, pinapadala sa SPMC. So it's happening all over the country. But perhaps if you're talking about, on the other hand, if you're talking about yung sinabi ni Secretary Galvez, that's more in the realm of yung mga ipapasok na yung mga PUIs na itatransfer na natin at i-isolate na natin sa isolation and quarantine facilities. Gusto ni Secretary Galvez na magkaroon din ng testing doon. So yun yung sinasabi nga niya, yung quote-unquote na mass testing na sinasabi niya ng mga PUIs. But that's happening, that will happen, and that's happening there sa isolation quarantine facilities. But at the same time, the other sub-national laboratories that have already started testing will continue its testing. Is it right to say that after the massive testings on April 14, we will see the real numbers, hence the real situation? We'll have a more accurate determination, no, of the number of COVID-19. Kasi I guess your question is, well, syempre, ideally, the more testings you have, the more you will know sino yung PUIs na positive or negative. Be mindful of the fact na based on our numbers, sa lahat ng mga nagpapatest sa ating mga laboratories, ang lumalabas na positive is about 17 to 18%. So, meaning to say, the rest are negative. Yung 17 to 18% ng lahat ng mga tinetest dun sa ating subnational laboratories, RITM and all those labs, 17 to 18% lang po yung positive. Okay? The rest, negative po. You try to estimate that. The more PUIs that you will test, then the bigger na yung number ng PUIs mo. So what is 17 to 18% of those PUIs? Yung trend ganun 17 to 18%. So yun din ang makikita mo. So necessarily, dadagdag yun sa iyong number ng COVID-19 positive. But the important thing is to find out kung COVID-19 ba sila para maagapan at agarang mabigyan mo agad ng sapat at tamang medical attention. Para hindi lumala ang sakit niya at hindi siya pupunta sa level na severe or critical na siya. Parang too late ang medical intervention mo. Yun po yung gusto nating mangyari. Kaya gusto natin test. Sure, para makita mo talaga, tama yan, para makita mo talaga ilan ba talaga ang numero natin ng COVID-19. But also, more importantly, para maka-medical and health intervention ka, maagapan mo na agad, mabigyan mo ng tamang medical attention, ma-isolate mo na agad sa community para hindi magkahawaan dun sa kanyang community, and maka-recover agad siya. So, yun po yung targets natin. From Sofia Tomacruz of Rappler. Can we get details of the IATF's resolution to allow health workers with existing contracts to leave the country? Yes. As I mentioned, those who have existing contracts as of March 8, 2020, sila po ay we will allow them to leave. But otherwise, kung wala kayong existing contract as of March 8, 2020, then you cannot leave. What were the reasons? I already explained. It was a balancing act. We all pitched in and aired out our reasons, and that was the consensus. From Rosalie Cos, UNTV, ano po ang detalye sa plano ng economic managers na maglunsad ng wage subsidy program para sa MSMEs, formal sector at middle class workers? Nasagot ko na po ito. Magkano po ang pondong ilalaan? Nasagot ko na rin po. Ano pong solusyon ng IATF sa ulat ng congestion sa mga morgue ng ilang ospital dahil sa pagpalya ng mga funeral homes na kolektahin ng mga labi ng nasawi simula ng COVID-19 pandemic? We've already issued, and it's DILG who is on top of all of this. At sinabi na nga rin ni Pangulo na government will come in already. Hindi pwede itong you have to honor yung 12-hour rule natin for cremation. Huwag na nating isipin yung lahat ng mga papeles or kung ano-ano pa at hindi na natin tingnan sino magbabayad nito. This is already something that we are imposing already. And don't worry, government will come in and step in dito. Yun na nga, nagkakaroon po ng delay dahil nire-require po umano ng funeral home na magkaroon ng certification kung COVID-19 positive ang cadaver o hindi. Taliwas po ito sa polisiya ng IATF na dapat po within 12-hour period, i-cremate na po. Ano po ang dapat gawin ng mga lokal na pamahalaan? Kaugnay nito, sumbong agad kayo, LGU, sumbong agad kayo sa DILG dahil may mga utos na po si Pangulo sa DILG. At para sa mga nasa negosyo nitong funeral, sundin na lang po ninyo yung sinasabi ng DILG pati ng LGU. So, kung may mga ganito pong mga pangyayari, no, inaaberya or nagde-delay or marami pang nire-require, etc., etc., number one, LGUs, please monitor the funeral homes that are in your locality. Please coordinate with them. Ask them to cooperate with the national government instructions at instructions ni Pangulo. Use your, convincing powers. No? I mean, makipag-ugnayan kayo sa these funeral homes and explain to them na wag na natin patagalin ito, we have to do this, we have to do that. Kaya naman ng LGU. We are confident that the LGUs will be able to handle the situation. Ngayon, kung LGU, kung medyo matigas talaga, ayaw talaga, then report to the DILG. The DILG knows what to do. Is the from Ace Romero, Philstar, is the IATF done with the guidelines on data sharing? What will be done to ensure the privacy of patients? Like I said, the Department of Health is... so ang napag-usapan namin kagabi sa IATF, the Department of Health, together with certain other agencies, will be finalizing the guidelines for this. And then we'll report the guidelines, the proposed guidelines to the IATF. And then after that, we will make the announcements. Number two, since the IATF already recommended the lifting of the ban on deployment of health workers, what measures will be done to